And then there was when the Bears had their Super Bowl winning season, and one of their games on the road in Dallas had a big banner that said, "Wake up, a Maytag repairman, the refrigerator is going to need service." And then it became an article in the Maytag Employee Bulletin because they loved the free advertising from it. But that was at the time when Maytag didn't make refrigerators, but a year later they bought out a company that did. Still worked though. All right, now for the regularly scheduled jokes. Love going to the Trilon Cinema in South Minneapolis because they show classics. There are still good movies out there that can be seen. It's not just new movies that you can go see. They're still doing the Hitchcock series month-long, and I went to my second one in the series. It was Notorious because I like Cary Grant. Well, what's not to like? He's the suave, good-looking ladies' man, and I'm trying to think of who would compare to him in this day and age other than George Clooney. Yeah, it'll be hard to top that one. I think that's underdone on World War II spy movies because, of course, James Bond, the Cold War and all that, but hey, it was still pretty good. So there was that. I'll probably go back there sometime soon because, as the saying goes, one thing leads to another. When you're there, they advertise more movies that you can see, or if you're on their email list, or their Facebook list. Well, I'm known as the banking place that means tales from the creek. Yeah, that river's not going to even dry anytime soon. Just as long as I live life and pay attention, especially with things that I see in my role at the bank. I work in a part of the building where you have to ring a doorbell to talk to me. Except this past week, somebody tried to get my attention by knocking on the door. I wasn't used to that, but it's like, oh, somebody's there, I should answer that. Except the reference I didn't land because it was the opposite of that scene from Wizard of Oz where the sign says, "Bell out of order, please knock." Well, they knocked on the door. They didn't know about the doorbell. Well, I found out there were probably IT people that wanted chairs for the server room. I had to tell them the only ones that I could give you in my part of the building were broken. Try the break room. Most of the day, they're not getting used, so nobody's going to care. Yeah, I guess they weren't in the mood to laugh. That must have been why the Wizard of Oz reference didn't land. Because I'd like to think they've seen that movie and remember that scene when they get to the Emerald City. I mean, it's a big part of Americana. Yes, there we go. All right. Story number 2. I print checks all day, and sometimes I still get questions about the validity of our checks. It's like, you can't read our watermark? It has the watermark on the back, repeated all the way down. Hold it up to the light at an angle. I do that all the time to confirm that it's there. And I still can't believe that I get colleagues asking me if there's a watermark just because they get challenges from customers who I guess aren't smart enough to find it, or bank tellers who don't want to take the time either. Why? Are they just not paid well enough to care? Possibly. That seems to be the excuse all the time. They don't pay me enough to care, which is sad. All right. Well, sometimes I do meet-up events, and this weekend I did one. It was a walk or a hike at a nearby park that I'd been to before, and I spoke with various people there, and I was switching up because, well, some of them I found to be annoying, but I guess I got into a more pleasant conversation near the end. I don't know how we got into talk about my dinner plates and bowls, how the ones I used, my stepfather used when he was a bachelor, but, well, it's nice that they've lasted for a while, and I haven't had to replace them. So, yeah, why not talk about that? And the lady said that we had a dinnerware moment, and it's like, well, I guess we did. But at least it's better than somebody trying to provoke an argument about professional athlete salaries. As Travis Tritt said in one song, here's a quarter called Someone Who Cares. Or just as bad, near the end, somebody tried to convince me to eat this one dish that they didn't even bring, even after I said, I don't do spicy. And they kept doubling down, and then I finally said, you made your point! Enough! I'm still not eating it. And then, on a good one, yes, always a good idea to do that. I went to the MSP Film Fest this weekend, first time in 5 years, so of course last time was pre-COVID, and I saw documentaries. Shocking! Oh! I'm a stodgy academic, of course I'm going to like documentaries and biopics. It was about Thomas Kincaid, the artist, and I didn't know who he was that well, but it reminded me of a family story about a great aunt that does a lot of paintings, and I finally got one after my grandma passed, and it was a dinner plate, and it's like, that was odd. But he did dinner plate art too, so maybe it isn't that odd anymore. Someday that art might be worth something, who knows. But at least it's a good family story for now. Well, that'll do it for me. Thank you all, my great.